Hello and welcome to our lecture series on strength of materials. Students, in this lecture also we are going to study about moment of inertia. Okay, in the last four numericals we have gone through the theory and different numericals of moment of inertia, and this particular lecture also we are going to study one numerical on moment of inertia. Okay, so let's begin. So the first numerical of today's session, or the only numerical of today's session, this numerical states that a lamina consists of a semicircle and a triangle as shown in figure. Calculate its moment of inertia about reference axis AB. Remember here that the semicircle and triangle is given, and very important thing in this particular question is that figure is already provided to you. Okay, so this figure, as you can see over here, is provided by the board, or it is provided in the question itself. So what is given? A lamina consisting of a semicircle and a triangle. Okay, so you can find here there is one semicircle and a triangle which you can see over here, and what we have to find? We have to find the moment of inertia about the reference axis AB. So about which axis we have to find moment of inertia? About this axis AB we have to find the moment of inertia. Okay, so in this particular example also there are two different planes. One is the semicircular plane and second is our triangular plane. So there is combination of two planes, and with that combination of two planes we have to find the moment of inertia of about axis AB of that combined plane. Okay, so first of all let us write the given quantities. So d1 is given. What is d1? d1 is the diameter of the semicircle. So from here to here the distance itself is given in the numerical, and it is 75 mm. So it is written as 75 mm. Then b2. Now remember, for triangle what we require to find moment of inertia? We need two things to find moment of inertia in a triangle. We need to know the base and we need to know the height. Okay, so the length of base over here is 75 mm. So b2 is taken as 75 mm. Remember, for the sake of understanding, what I have done, I have considered semicircle as 1 and triangle as 2. So the notations are as per that thing only. Okay, so the height of triangle. The height of triangle is from this point to this point, which is given over here as 75 mm. So I have taken h2 as 75 mm. So what they have asked us to find out? They have asked us to find out moment of inertia about reference axis AB. So what we have to find? We have to find IAB. Now remember, this is a different type of numerical. In the last question what we learned, or in the last lecture what we learned, the numerical consisted of the moment of inertia in which a hole was cut from a rectangle, and we have to find the moment of inertia about horizontal centroidal axis and vertical centroidal axis of the remainder plane. But here in this question we have to find the moment of inertia about an axis which will be parallel to the horizontal centroidal axis of that given plane. Are you getting what I am trying to say? Remember, this AB will be parallel. This AB will be parallel to some horizontal centroidal axis of this combined plane figure. We don't know where is that horizontal centroidal axis, but first we have to find that horizontal centroidal axis of this combined figure of 1 and 2. Then we have to find moment of inertia about that axis, and then we have to find moment of inertia about AB. Okay, so this particular question is a lengthy one. Okay, even if it is lengthy, it will be asked for 4 marks only. It is a simple, but you have to bear with it. You have to pay focus and attention on this particular example. Okay, so let's go through the solution of this particular question. So what we have to find? We have to find IAB. So as I have told you, we have to find IAB. IAB will be parallel to some XX axis of this combined plane. Remember, this plane will have its own horizontal centroidal axis that we will denote by XX. So it will be IXX plus AH square. What will be A over here? A is the area of the total plane. That is, it will be the sum of area of semicircle and triangle. And what will be the H? H will be the distance between this axis AB and the horizontal centroidal axis of the whole plane. Okay, so How we will calculate Ixx? We will calculate Ixx, or the moment of inertia about horizontal central axis of the whole plane, as Ixx1 plus Ixx2. In due course, we will understand what is Ixx1 and Ixx2. So we will have one doubt over here. In the last question, we have found Ixx as Ixx1 minus Ixx2. But what formula we are using over here? We are using the formula Ixx1 plus Ixx2. The basic change over here is of the addition sign. You can see over here. Okay, why plus is taken? Because semicircle is added to this triangle, or the triangle is put on the semicircle. So there is addition between these two planes. Okay, one plane is not removed from the another. One plane is added to the another. So we are taking here plus sign. Okay, so for this case, as two different sections or two different planes are there, we have to find their combined horizontal axis, or the position of the horizontal axis of this combined plane. So how we will find out? For that we need y bar to find. Okay, so in the last question we have found x bar, and in this question we are going to find y bar. Why? Because in the last question the total plane was symmetrical about horizontal centroidal axis, but this plane is not symmetrical about horizontal centroidal axis, as you can see over here. If we try to fold this plane, it will not have a common center, or it will not be symmetrical about its any center. So for that purpose we need to find the position of the center of gravity, or the position of the horizontal centroidal axis from the bottom. Okay, so when we are going to find a y bar, we are taking it from the bottommost position, or the bottommost part. That is, from here we are going to find the position of y bar, or the distance of y bar. So what is y bar? The formula for y bar is equal to a1 y1 plus a2 y2 upon a1 plus a2. Okay, so here also there is difference from the last example. In the last example we had a1 x1 minus a2 x2 and a1 minus a2. Why? Same reason. There is one reason to put plus sign and minus sign. Okay, when we put plus sign, when one plane is added to another, and when we put minus sign, when one plane is removed from another. Okay, so when addition of the planes is there, we have to put plus sign, and when subtraction or removal of one plane from another plane will be there, we will put minus sign. Okay, so let's solve further. So what is a1 over here? A1 is the area of this semicircle. Okay, so as we know, semicircle is half the circle. The area of the semicircle will be half of the circle. The formula for area of circle is pi by 4 d square. In this case it will be pi by 4 d1 square, but as we have to find the area of semicircle, we will multiply it by half. Okay, the value of d1, that is value of diameter of semicircle, is 75. So putting that value, what we will get? We will get the value of a1 as 2.2089 into 10 raised to 3 mm square. Why mm square? Mm square is the unit of area. Okay, then we have done with this a1. Okay, so this a1 is done. So we need to find a2. So what is a2? A2 is the area of second plane. Our second plane is triangle. So we need to find the area of triangle. So from our school days we know the formula for area of triangle, which is equal to half into base into height. So for triangle we are using the subscript 2. So I have written over here half into b2 into s2. Okay, so b2, that is base of triangle, is 75 mm, which is given, and height is also 75. So from that we will have a2 as 2.8125 into 10 raised to 3 mm square. Okay, so we have now a2. Now what is remaining? y1 and y2 is remaining. So now pay attention. You will get confused over here, but pay attention properly. So what is y1? y1 is the position of the horizontal centroidal axis of the semicircle. Okay, so to understand better, pay attention over here. Suppose this is one semicircle. Okay, I have told you while we were learning the formulas in the first lecture or in the second lecture, somewhere I have told you. Please pay attention over here. So suppose this is a semicircle, and the horizontal centroidal axis of the semicircle will pass in this way. Okay, so now the distance from this line to the horizontal central axis of the semicircle, we have learned it, and that distance, the value of the distance is equal to 4r upon 3 pi. Okay, so 4r upon 3 pi, the distance is between this line and the position of the horizontal central axis of the semicircle. So suppose if the horizontal central axis of this semicircle lies somewhere over here, somewhere over here, the distance from this line to this horizontal central axis will be equal to 4r upon 3 pi. But what we are doing, we are going to find the position of horizontal central axis from the bottommost part. Okay, so what we are using the formula, we are using y1 is equal to r1 minus 4r1 upon 3 pi. Why? This distance from here to here, what is will be this? This is the radius of the semicircle. Okay, so from here to here it is 4r upon 3 pi. From here to here it is r. So obviously the distance remaining from this between these two axes will be r minus 4r upon 3 pi. So in this case, instead of writing r, what we are going to write r1. So it is r1 minus 4r1 upon 3 pi. Okay, what is r1? R1 is the radius of the semicircle. So what will be the radius of semicircle? As the diameter is 75, radius will be equal to 75 by 2. So in case of r1, we are going to write 75 by 2. Putting the value of radius in this formula, we will get y1 as 21.5845 mm. So what is 28.45 mm? It is the distance between the base or the bottommost part of the whole plane to the horizontal central axis of our semicircle or our first plane. Okay, now similarly we need to find y2. What is y2? Y2 is the position or the distance of the horizontal central axis of second plane from the bottommost part. Now we know that for any triangle, the centroid or the horizontal central axis lies at a distance of h by 3 from the base. Okay, now this base of triangle is at a distance of radius from the whole base or the bottommost part of the whole plane. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to add this radius to the h by 3 of the triangle to get the distance of the horizontal central axis of triangle from the bottommost part of the whole plane. Okay, are you getting what we are doing? Once again, remember, pay attention over here. To find the horizontal central axis, the position of horizontal central axis of triangle or of the second plane from the bottommost part, what we are going to do, we are going to add the radius to the distance of horizontal central axis from the base or the bottommost part of the triangle. So we know that the distance from this part to this part or this edge to this edge of the triangle will be equal to h by 3. In this case it will be h2 by 3. Why? Because we are using the notation 2 for triangle. So it will be h2 by 3 when we consider from this base or from the base of the triangle. But when we are considering from the bottommost part of the plane, we have to add this distance to the base also. So what is this distance? This is the radius of the semicircle. So to find y2, what we will do over here, we will add r1 and h2 by 3. So r1 plus h2 by 3 will give us the position of the horizontal central axis of the triangle from the bottommost part of the whole plane. So y2 is equal to 75 by 2 plus, sorry, by mistake I have written over minus, here minus, corrected, it is plus 75 by 2 plus 75 by 3. So that will give us 62.5 mm. So are you clear? The position of first centroidal axis from the base is 21.5845 and the position of second centroidal axis from base is 62.5 mm. Yet we have to find the position of the central axis of the whole plane. So what formula we are going to use? We are going to use this formula y bar is equal to a1 y1 plus a2 y2 upon a1 plus a2. So putting these values of a1, a2, y1 and y2 in this formula, what we will get? We will get y bar, which is equal to 2.2089 into 10 raised to 3 into 21.5845 plus 2.8125 into 10 raised to 3 into 62.5, total divided by 2.2089 into 10 raised to 3 plus 2.8125 into 10 raised to 3. So that will give us the position of y bar, that is equal to 44.50 mm. So remember what this y bar is. Y bar is the distance of the horizontal central axis of the whole plane from the bottom of our plane. Okay, so this distance is our y bar now. Okay, this is denoted by y bar. Okay, now are you clear? And this will be equal to some 44.50 mm. Now moving forward, we have dealt with the formula. Now as we need to find IAB, we know that IAB is equal to IXX plus H square. So to find IXX, we need to find IXX1 and IXX2. So to find IXX1, what we will do? IXX1 is equal to will be equal to 0.11 R1 raised to 4 plus A1 H1 square. Now you must be wondering why this is done. Remember what is 1? 1. Here the notation 1 we are using for the semicircle. So what will be this IXX1? IXX1 is the moment of inertia of this semicircle, of this whole semicircle, with respect to or about the horizontal central axis of the total plane. Okay, let me repeat once again what I just said. What is IXX1? IXX1 is the moment of this semicircle or our first plane about or with respect to the horizontal central axis of the whole plane. Okay, so as you can see over here, this XX is parallel to this line. So what is this line, or what is this horizontal line? This line indicates the horizontal central axis of that particular semicircle only. Okay, so as these two axes are parallel, we need to use the parallel axis theorem. Okay, so for that, when we use parallel axis theorem, what is the formula for parallel axis theorem? So we have, it is equal to moment of inertia about horizontal or any central axis plus area into distance between the square of distance between the two axes. Okay, so in this case, what is the moment of inertia of the horizontals about the horizontal central axis of the semicircle? It will be equal to 0.11 R1 raised to 4, as we have learned in our first lecture. Okay, and what is A1 H1 square? A1 is the area of the semicircle and H1 is the distance between the two parallel axes or the two parallel lines. Which two parallel lines? These two parallel lines. These two parallel lines. The XX and our horizontal central axis of semicircle. So how we will find H1? So H1 is equal to y bar minus y1. Remember here, H bar is how much? y1, y bar minus y1. In every case, H1 will not be equal to y bar minus y1. Why we have taken here y bar minus y1? So let's go through that theory. Okay, what is y bar? Y bar is the distance between the bottommost part to the horizontal central axis of the plane. And what is y1? Y1 is the distance between the bottommost part and the horizontal central axis of the first plane. So the distance between these two is h1. So if we do y bar minus y1, we will get h1. Okay, so for this case, h1 will be equal to y bar minus y1. Okay, so putting those values, we will have Ixx1, and that will be equal to 1.3774 into 10 raised to 6 mm raised to 4. In the same way, we are going to find Ixx2. What is Ixx2? Ixx2 will be equal to the moment of inertia of the second plane about the horizontal centroidal axis of the whole plane. Okay, so the axis of second plane or the centroidal axis of the second plane is parallel to the centroidal axis of the whole plane. Okay, so in this case also we need to use the parallel axis theorem. So Ixx2 is equal to moment of inertia of triangle about its horizontal centroidal axis, whose formula is b2 into h2 cube upon 36 plus a2h2. So in this case also the distance between the two axes is equal to y bar minus y2. Putting those values, what we will get? Ixx2 is equal to 1.709 into 10 raised to 6 mm raised to 4. Now we have done with Ixx1 and Ixx2. So what is remaining? To find IAB, we need to find Ixx. So what is the value of Ixx? Ixx is equal to Ixx1 plus Ixx2. Okay, so when we add these Ixx1 and Ixx2, we get Ixx, and that is equal to 3.1675 into 10 raised to 6 mm raised to 4. Okay, now we are toward our final step. So what is our final step? Our final step is to find the moment of inertia about the axis AB. So this axis AB is parallel to the horizontal centroidal axis of the whole plane, or it is parallel to the XX. So we have to use parallel axis theorem over here. As you can see, in the beginning only we have written the formula IAB as Ixx plus AH square. I have explained you earlier about this A. What is this A? A is the area of the whole plane. So A will be equal to A1 plus A2, and that will be equal to 5.0214 into 10 raised to 3 mm square. And H, so what we know about H? H is the distance between AB and XX. So as you can see from this figure, the distance between AB and XX is equal to y bar. So H we can take directly as y bar. Okay, so H is equal to 44.50 mm. So putting all these values in this formula, what we get? IAB is equal to 3.1675 into 10 raised to 6 plus 5.0214 into 10 raised to 3 into 44.5 square. And from that finally we will have the value of IAB, and which is equal to 13.1111 into 10 raised to 6 mm raised to 4. Remember, there are various methods to solve this numerical. Okay, in different books you will find different methods. Okay, but please stick to one method only. This particular method is lengthier, but it is easy to understand, so I have taken this particular method to solve this example. Okay, again let me remind you, if you have any doubt regarding this particular numerical or any question about the past lectures we had on moment of inertia, you can post your queries on our Telegram channel that is given in the description box. Okay, please go through it. Okay, I will be posting the PDFs and the PPTs of this lecture also. Okay, and try to write this numerical and try to solve it by your own, so that you can understand this numerical again in the better way. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you.